So let me just invite Uday, Florin, Dr. Sharma, Deepak, and Rahul on stage, just for the unveiling of the case study.
Good morning, everyone. I'm extremely honored to welcome all of you to this very happy moment for Tanla. What makes this special moment for me is that we are celebrating the moment in the presence of Tanla family, be our customers, our partners, of course, our board members are here, and our shareholders, and most importantly, my colleagues, right? So all of us know London Business School is an iconic institution. I couldn't really make it to LBS as a student, right? When I was doing MBA in UK, I remember coming to Regent Park just to look at LBS campus to admire, right? The case study is perhaps the closest I'll get to LBS. But it's not a bad way, right? I would like to thank Dean, Francois, and the Professor Florin for showcasing Tanla's journey for their students. I would like to share a couple of untold stories about Tanla. That's it. It's not a big deal, but I'll try to unfold. Back in 90s, 1998, 90 or 89, paging was just getting started in India, and I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I was totally fascinated by it. So I just backed up my gut and took the plunge. First thing I did was I quietly went and sold my bike and to get into the business along with my friend. Then I realized I don't know anything about business. I don't know anything about technology. But by a stroke of luck, I just saw one of the cartoon boxes where the equipment was being shipped from. Immediately, we landed at the equipment factory in Singapore and learning everything I need to know. We scrambled, we hustled, we toiled, and we were flying. I was so excited. I was personally typing the paging messages. We launched a radical plan, pay as you send a message. We were operating on SaaS model before the word SaaS came into being. Unfortunately, or probably ultimately, the regulators put an end to this business. But when I look back, my two passions from this experience have stayed with me. One is my passion for technology, and the two, my passion for entrepreneurship. Whenever these two passions come together, magic happens. Whether it is a CPaaS creation, category creation rather, or DLT implementation, or more recently Gen AI. Another story another story that had a profound impact on Tanla is around one of our first acquisitions. From the day one of the Tanla, we were profitable. We created CPaaS market. We're deeply embedded with our customers and partners. Things were great, but our DNA is never to be in the comfort zone, and we were looking for the next big opportunities. 2006 was the era of smartphones, and we wanted to be at the center of it. We moved beyond our strong telco partnership to handset OEM partnerships and acquired a company called OpenBit, a fantastic company run by ex-Nokia folks who had actually designed the first smartphone on this planet. We used to burn the apps on the smartphone in the pre-App Store days. We used to make smartphones smarter, and we enabled more than 300 million phones for Nokia and BlackBerry in just a couple of years. But we were caught unaware, market down, with Android and iOS wiping out BlackBerry and Nokia completely. And we were dragged down with them. We were in free fall. From a market cap of over $1 billion, that was in 2007, 2008, right? To under $5 million. It's a free fall, trust me, probably in 6 to 7 quarters. We went back to drawing board, and there are two options in front of us. One option was to shut down the company, and another option was to fight back, right? We chose to come back with a vengeance, and we're back at top of our game within a few quarters. In hindsight, there was one big lesson. Script your own destiny rather than allowing someone else to shape it. As I go through these stories, there is a deep sense of gratitude. They say it takes a village to raise its child. It takes a community of family, friends, colleagues, customers, partners to build a business. None of this would have happened without my wife, Tanuja, who was there constantly for me. My kids, Abhi and Neharika, have been such. I'm sorry. And Abhi and Neharika have been such a source of pride, source of joy and inspiration to keep me going. Needless to say, Tanla has been built by its employees. There is one person who has stood out, is Deepak Goyal. Right. The entire credit for the massive success of Karix acquisition goes to Deepak and the team. In fact, all our colleagues are emotionally committed to Tanla. For them, it is not a job, but a mission. I want to dedicate this moment of pride to each and every member of the Tanla family. Lastly, we have come a long way, but we are still in the comfort zone. We're not in the comfort zone, rather. We'll push ourselves to do more. The best years of Tanla are ahead of us. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
A lot more emotional than I thought it would be, but let me now invite Deepak to share his thoughts.
Thanks, Uday. It was really emotional. You made me and all of us emotional. Just want to say, so there's a quote from Roy Bennett. Life's journey is a reflection of the choices you make. And choose wisely and make it extraordinary. I think about 5 years back at Karix Mobile, we had a few options in front of us. And we had to choose one of them, and we chose the most challenging one, along with my team, Prime Minister Sid and Mihir and other members. And we said, we have to make it big. At that time, we were market leaders. We had a huge, deep penetration in the enterprise business in India. And so on one side, we had to convince our investor Blackstone. On the other side, we had to convince Uday, which was even more challenging to acquire us. And the reason being, because I know Uday for more than 10 years, and his deep passion in solving problems. And that's what I saw. And he was always into, he's a perfectionist. He want to keep polishing the product. And I'm the one, I'm always in a hurry to go to the market. And I thought it will be a great, addition. I mean, if we come together, it'll be really great for our customers, for our team, for everyone. And finally, that happened. And the whole idea was, hey, we have a huge customer base, how we can solve their problems quickly and at a scale. And now we have a factory of ideas, of innovation, of products, led by Uday. We go to our customers, we bring back the problem, go to Uday, and he's always there to back us to solve them. This is how we are growing. This is how we are delivering. And as Uday said, it is just a beginning. We have a lot more things coming up. And let me tell you, the last 5 years, it's been a dream journey for us. We never thought we'll have a case study for our company done by London Business School. So thank you for that. Thanks a lot. And yeah, thank you. That's what I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Deepak, for sharing that. May I now request, we have a couple of our board members, request Rahul to say a few words, followed by Dr. Sharma.
Thank you. So, Tanla has been a phenomenal journey. I think, like Uday said, it came from the ICU to now, participating in the Olympics. And, people talk a lot about India, where they say that, it's got digital infrastructure. You can do a lot of financial transactions. But there aren't many companies which are thinking about fraud and spam and protecting the customer. I think what Tanla has been able to do as an observer is that being an entrepreneur, it's been able to invest, what's going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years in protecting the customer and making sure there's trust in that infrastructure. So I think Uday is now back from, as an athlete, and Tanla's back with, working with Deepak and observing. So it's been a lot of fun as a board member, and thank you so much for having me.
May I now invite Dr. R.S. Sharma, please.
Well, good morning to you all, friends. I am the latest entrant to the board of Tanla. I have been, in this space of technology for about 45 years now. I joined the administrative service, and I have never been in business, so to say. And as they say, government has no business to be in the business. So we have astute business that way. But then I have been one person who has, as an administrator, I had seen a lot of field problems. And I've always believed that, technology is one way, a very effective way to solve India's hard problems. India is a country of 1.4 billion. And you don't have to go very far to search what kind of problems we have. We have large number of them. And there are a lot of opportunities which exist. Only thing is, obviously, there are many people sometimes, they just try to solve something which may not be a problem. Ultimately, the first step in doing anything is to figure out as to what is the problem. What is the problem that I'm trying to solve? And then what is the most optimal way to solve that problem? And I think whatever we have heard in the last about half an hour is an extremely exciting and inspiring journey as to how whatever problems came in the technology space, in the space of messaging, in the space of blockchain, and the other, how they could be solved. And I'm really fascinated. Maybe it was 2017 or I don't know which year was it, that we launched your, 2019, here itself in Barcelona. I used to be a regulator for about 5 years, telecom regulator. And, spam was one of the biggest problems which we were facing. How we could solve this problem of spam, how we could solve the communication, time, how we can reduce that communication time from 7 days or 8 days from the, among the telecom service providers. How can we use blockchain as a technology to solve that problem? That's something which we did here, and it has become extremely successful. Though I would say that, the more you solve the problems in technology space, the scamsters or the spammers find out new ways to, do things. So one has to be ahead of them, ahead in the curve in solving those problems. So it's not as if it is the end that, once we have done it, then nothing is required. More and more, things will continue to come, and more solutions will continue to be deployed. And therefore, as Uday rightly said, it is not the end of the journey, it's actually the beginning. One more important thing which is required in success, not so much, I don't know about the business part, but in any endeavor, is passion. A childlike, sort of curiosity as to how this can happen. So, we were given a challenge, for example, in India in 2009. How can you create unique identities for each person, which is unique? And we are talking about 1.3 billion people. So these are societal problems, and how we can create a next generation digital identity. And we had absolutely no idea. We were like a startup, as Uday was about 2 decades back. Just a couple of people, me, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, and a couple of other guys, we were just groping in the dark as to how we can do it. But then, we just did figure out, and that happened due to passion, due to learning, due to figuring out new ways how we can solve this problem. Similarly, COVID happened. And then, everybody was worried, how can we have a very simple, transparent system of accounting the, vaccination in India? And there are, again, 1.3 billion people and 2.6 billion doses. So how can we create that kind of platform? How can we create that kind of system? And then that happened. So essentially, India, there cannot be better crucible than India to try out problems, because you don't have the kind of scale, you don't have the kind of requirement, and you don't have the requirement of interoperability standards as you have in India. So therefore, what we build for India actually is built for the world. Because there's no country as diverse as India. Imagine, there are countries with 2 languages and they are still grappling with that, English or French, And we are a country where you have 26 languages which are recognized by the Constitution. 26. And many of the languages, one guy is speaking something. If somebody is speaking French, the English fellow will understand some parts of it at least, because they have a common sort of heritage. Hindi and Tamil, for example, have nothing in common. So, and you have, thousands of, dresses, thousands of cuisines, thousands of dialects. Everything is so diverse. And therefore, if you build a solution for that country, I think you've already built it for the world. And therefore, I think it's a very, very fascinating journey. And I have been really fascinated by it. And that is one of the reasons why I've joined the Tanla board, to see as to how this journey in technology and how the new areas, new problems, which we can deploy the technology to solve them. Thank you very much. I'm really learned so much after seeing the London Business School study. And I'm sure, many of these, I'm sure your students will learn, corporates will learn, and the word will spread, and more people will get inspired by this journey. Thank you so much.